Welcome to the Hidden Palace with Skyblaze.
Good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I'm Skyblaze, and this is the Hidden Palace here on Radio SEGA. So I've been away for a couple of weeks. I was going to come back last week, but Grey4 had to go to the hospital because he had unfortunately quite badly damaged his shoulder and needed the good painkillers. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem to have been, like, permanent or lasting, but yes, he broke himself, so he had to go to the hospital. And before that, I was being a terrible person and socializing with actual real life people. How awful of me. But I'm back now, and for today's episode, we're going to take a look at some online Dreamcast games. For those of you who've been listening to this show for long enough, I'm trying not to think about how long it is. Please don't remind me. Because as of, I think it's November this year, it's going to have been 10 years. That's scary, isn't it? Anyway. So, those of you who are long-time listeners, or are just old like me, will know that the Dreamcast came with a dial-up modem that was just already connected to the console. This means it was the first console that had this function straight out of the box. Well, you did need something like the Dream Passport disc for basic functions like internet browsing and being able to check emails. There were games which also allowed you to access the internet, mainly for playing with other people, Phantasy Star Online being the fairly famous one, with online right there in the name. So I'm going to talk about some of the less well-known ones today, including some Japanese-only ones, because clearly I don't punish myself enough. So our first game is called Rune Jade. This released in Japan only, like I said, and was published and developed by Hudson Soft in the year 2000. This online RPG has you playing as one of 4 different character types as they go on a quest, of course it's a quest, to investigate the increase of powerful demons across the island country of Sonia. Your 4 character types are Knight, Ninja, Martial Artist, and Magician, but you have the choice between playing as male or female. While there isn't really any form of character creation, each character type and gender have their own stat selection. For example, when both are knights, the male knight has more HP, less MP, and a higher vitality than the female character, who appears to have better magic stats in comparison. For once, I'd like to see somebody do the opposite. It's like, just have the female character be an Amazon with a big hammer. No magic stats whatsoever, I hit you with hammer. That'd be cool. Once selected, you'll be able to choose your own name, and you'll then be thrown into the game, starting in the main city where you need to speak to the mayor to get a license to begin your adventure. You need your adventurer's license. Due to internet capabilities not being that great in the year 2000, even in Japan, which had better infrastructure than most of the rest of the world at that time, the game thankfully has a single-player mode where you can level your character offline. Although online play will allow you to access different areas, as well as items that are not available in the single-player mode. Hudson Soft even took into consideration of connection drops when designing the game, as if you do lose your connection in the middle of an online session, it will drop you into an offline game, but you still retain anything that you have collected so far on your adventure. Darwin is saying Dragon's Crown has an Amazon and a squishy sorcerer, but it's very Vanillaware. Yeah, Vanillaware are kinda unique in that kind of respect. They march to the beat of their own drum, shall we say. Let's have some music, shall we? I could find a couple of tracks from Rune Jade, but none of them have titles, so this is going to be from Rune Jade track 4. And then from Maken X, we have the last boss theme, the Kanazawa arranged version. Please enjoy, and I'll speak to you after this music break. And we are back! And that was Maken Last Boss, the Kanazawa arranged version, requested by Souls. And before that we had, from Rune Jade, track 4. It might have a name, I don't know what it is. It's the only version I was able to find, unfortunately. So, going back to Rune Jade, once you are in the main town hall, you have a number of NPCs that you can interact with. Which are vital to your quest, such as the receptionist, who provides you with a list of available quests. The bank, where you can store your items. The blacksmith lets you buy, sell and smith new weapons and armour. The blacksmith also appears to have a bargain bin where you can purchase equipment for much cheaper price. It's not immediately clear if there's like a downside to buying these ones. As I said, the game is only in Japanese, so it's a bit hard to tell. And lastly, the general store, where you can purchase items and spell cards, which will teach you spells you can later equip. Being online will obviously mean that you can team up with other people, and there is also a quick chat function, meaning you can type messages to each other. It also means that if you had the Dreamcast keyboard, you could save yourself time and patience by typing out your messages instead of having to use the D-pad or analog stick. I play Final Fantasy XIV on the PlayStation 5, despite having a perfectly capable PC, because when I started playing, my PC was in bits. I think the power supply had blown. But I keep a USB wireless keyboard next to the sofa. Because absolutely not am I going to spend ages selecting on an on-screen keyboard. It's such a trial. So yeah, it's the sort of thing you really want a Dreamcast keyboard for. One day I will have a Dreamcast keyboard. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I want one. While only being released in Japan, there has been work on an English translation of the game since 2021. It is not yet 100% completed, however, as each character type and gender apparently have their own unique dialogue, which means that there are over 120 different missions. This kind of expands the scope a little bit. What's really cool, though, is that servers for Rune Jade have actually come back online, according to a news article I found dated of the 8th of May 2026. So, kind of convenient timing for this episode. I will put that link in the Discord chat. There we go. The chat is talking about Maken a bit, which is by Atlas, and is... I don't think it's actually anything to do with Shin Megami Tensei. I think it's standalone. Electric Boogaloo is saying the same thing. But there's a lot of similarities in terms of style and music and all that, because it's Atlas. It's just kind of what they do. Let's see. I don't mind saying that they love it when fans do things like this. Yeah, me too. It's nice. It's nice to have old things back up and running again. Let's have some more music, shall we? So, another track from Rune Jade. This is track 28. I don't know what it's called. Make up your own name. Come up with names for the Rune Jade track, why not? And then from L.O.L, Lack of Love, the ending theme. And this one was requested by David167. Hello, David. I see you in the chat there. So enjoy those, and I'll be back after this music break to cover our next game. And we are back, and that was L.O.L. Lack of Love ending theme, requested by David167 again. And before that we had Rune Jade track 28. Grateful saying that track was oddly soothing. Yes, it was. It does make quite a good ending theme. So next up we have a sports title. Moto Pro Yakyu Team Tsukurou, I think. Or Let's Make More Pro Baseball Teams. This was part of Sega's Let's Make series of games. And this one, as the translation may have given away, is baseball themed. Although this is not the only version as we're looking for, as we're actually slightly more interested in Pro Yakyu Team de Asubu Net, or Let's Play Net Pro Baseball, which is the version that allows for online play. So, there's one particular feature which did make me raise an eyebrow, and it's the sort of thing that tends to start a certain war in the comment section, because you see, the box art for the covers for these games have a baseball player who is wearing a Dreamcast branded baseball cap, and there's one in orange and one in blue. But this game only came out in Japan, where the Dreamcast only had the orange swirl. So why was there a blue swirl? I am confused. Anyway. In both games, you take on the role of a baseball coach as you try and take on the world of baseball, first by starting in the Japanese baseball leagues and working your way up to the international stage of the Baseball World Championship. Is this actually a World Championship as opposed to the American World Series, which is just American? That name always confused me. It's like, why is it a World Series when only American teams are competing? I don't know. A visiting international player, it could be. So yeah, as you can see from the thing posted, actually Grateful posted that, but he's using my profile because he's on my laptop. But yeah, the blue, orange. Curious. You can create your teams and have them play on different fields, help manage their training to improve their skills, and you can even get access to various statistics that helps you in managing areas where you think your team needs improvement. This is a lot like a lot of other kind of sport management games. A lot of maths. It's probably why they've never appealed to me. It's like, that sure is a lot of statistics and maths. If that's your thing, cool, you have fun. I'm gonna look at my toilet bed one sec. There we go. The players that you have access to are all taken from the year 2000 lineup of players from Japan's baseball world. Although with Let's Play Net Pro Baseball, this was updated to the latest lineup at the time the game was made, and also features a number of famous retired players, allowing you to really relive the golden age of Japanese baseball. Whenever that might have been, I guess. I know nothing about baseball whatsoever. I mean, if you ask me about Formula 1 racing, I can usually kind of talk with a certain amount of knowledge. Baseball, football, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And certainly not cricket. Cricket is baffling. Oh, man. One feature I'm glad they considered with Let's Play Net Pro Baseball is the ability to use your save teams from Let's Make More Pro Baseball Teams in the aforementioned game and use them in your online matches. So the games do have a kind of cross-compatibility, which is pretty nice. I couldn't find any tracks from the specific online version of Pro Yakyu, so I'm just going to have to use one of the tracks from the base form of the game. So, great for business, business, business. Numbers. Is this working?
Yes.
Hooray! One of my streamers is obsessed with MLB Power Pro and has a whole RPG story mode where you train up a baseball player. Okay. Cool. If there was a Formula 1 game that had, like, a Drive to Survive mode, where you have to train up an F1 driver from, like, I don't know, GP2 or something, get them into Formula 1, and have, like, you know, RPG-style stats, story mode. That'd be cool. I'd play that. That'd be hilarious. Because you could have all the drama from Drive to Survive on Netflix. Yeah, they did an entire kind of fly-on-the-wall documentary about Formula 1 on Netflix. And it's hilarious. Because it's so high school drama, and yet these people are driving cars that go at like 200 miles an hour every weekend. I'm sure nothing can go wrong with this. Okay, let's have some music then. So, from Pro Yakyu, Timo Tsukurou, let's do some management. And then we have another request from David167. We have Toy Commander by Radio S. So, enjoy those, and I'm back after this music break to discuss our last game for this evening.
You're listening to The Hidden Palace with the wonderful Skyblaze only on Radio SEGA. Well, I guess if you're here, it's not that well hidden, is it?
And we are back! And that was Toy Commander Radio S, requested by David167, and before that we had from Pro Yakyu Team no Tsukurou, Let's Do Some Management. A lot of the tracks on that soundtrack have names like that, you know, Let's Go to the Stadium and things like that. It's quite cute. Yeah, we're just discussing the kind of little mascots from the Power Pros characters that they kind of like Rayman. So the kind of middle section of their legs and arms don't seem to exist. Not even for dogs. Which means also that the middle part of his tail is missing. So I can only conclude that they're from the same planet as Rayman. And I'm going to turn this little fan on, so I apologise if there is noise in the microphone. But otherwise I'm going to roast to death, because it is very warm in the UK at the moment. So, we are on to our last game for today, and that is Treasure Strike. This was developed and published by KID, or KID, which stands for Kindle Imagine Develop, in 2000. I imagine if they still existed, Amazon would want a word. This game sees you playing as a treasure hunter in another Japan-only action-adventure game. The story begins by explaining the discovery of an ancient artifact known as the Lotus, which is a gear-shaped object that when incorporated into a machine, it keeps spinning forever. So, perpetual motion machine, basically. This discovery leads to rapid development of the world's technological level, as they are able to harness this perpetual motion machine in order to create items called the arms, which are used either as tools or weapons. And with this new technology came the rise of an age of exploration, as treasure hunters set out to try and discover more Lotus artifacts as well as other treasures. You play as a nameable character who has journeyed to the port town of Tulibio, where a treasure hunter who discovered the Lotus originated from, and they begin their treasure hunting adventure. When you start the game, you need to name your character, and wonderfully it allows you to make various changes to your appearance. That includes gender, body type, hairstyle, colour, eyes, colour, mouth and skin tone, so you can find a combination that is to your liking. Electric Boogaloo is saying that KID was a very prolific developer, and one of their notable works is PS1 Pepsi Man. Oh my god. Splendid. Pepsi Man. I'm completely derailed by that. Thanks, Boog. Getting into the gameplay itself, you face off against 1 to 3 opponents in a treasure hunt, where you will navigate around a series of large areas or rooms, where you have to find coloured keys, which will open corresponding coloured chests and collect the treasures that lay within. You have a minimap to help highlight the locations of chests, along with the keys that are needed to unlock them. This will also mean some chests can be unlocked without keys, although those will only contain basic items such as a health kit, just to keep you going for a little bit longer. What? Low Gravity Man. I'm not familiar with that one. That is not ringing a bell. But let's have some music, shall we? So from Treasure Strike we have Pirates, and then from ALIENFRONT we have Crash and Burn. Enjoy.
Rexy here. While I'm not diving into the wonderful world of SEGA remixes, I like to look up and study lots of things about the world around us. That's why I'm glad to hear The Hidden Palace, hosted by Skyblaze, right here on Radio SEGA.
And we are back, and that was ALIENFRONT, Crash and Burn, requested by Electric Boogaloo. And then before that we had from Treasure Strike, Pirates. So while you are busy hunting, you and your opponents can attack each other, causing you or your opponent to drop any keys or treasure that they are holding. But to prevent you from losing that much needed treasure, you can deposit your ill-gotten gains back at the area where you started, stopping others from stealing it along with restoring any lost health or ammo. To win the match, you need to collect and deposit the unique treasure hidden away in one of the map's many chests, but collecting it sounds an alarm and flags you as a target so everyone will know who found it. Between these matches, you can sell your treasures to get funds, which will let you purchase new and more powerful arms, which will help you in future expeditions. To mention the start menu for a second, your main options are Story Mode, which I have mentioned, Versus Mode, where you can play against your friends in split-screen game of 2 to 4 players, Settings, which you can probably easily figure out, and finally, Network, which, as you may have guessed, is the online mode for this game. It works similar to the Versus Mode, and Network lets you have up to 3 others duke it out in an online treasure hunt. But unless new servers have been created for it, you are unable to play this mode today, even though if you did own it in the game back when it was first released, the online mode was only available in Japan even when it was current, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, I just noticed the time. Oh, bugger. I don't think Gavy's on today. I think he's away, so I think I'm safe to overrun a bit. To pull a Rexy. Sorry, Rexy. So, yeah, let's have some more music. So, from Treasure Strike, we have Kikai. And then another request, this time again from Souls, we have Blue Stinger, Sting Me. I like this song, and I don't know why, because it's cheesy as hell, but I'm going to enjoy it anyway, and I hope you do too. So, I'll be back after this music break to head into the chiptune corner. Yeah, the series finale of SNS is next week, so make sure you tune in for that one. And we are back. And that was Blue Stinger Sting Me, requested by Souls. And before that, we had Treasure Strike Kikai. Yeah, I love Sting Me. It's so cheesy. It's great. I love it. David167 was saying, I know it says Sting Me, but it almost sounds like Speen Me. It does, and it does a bit. So, into the Chiptune Corner we go. Some of you who have been lurking around on the internet for long enough may have come across the legendary "Are you a bad enough dude to rescue the president?" meme. I mean, I wouldn't rescue him now. It's like, no, you can keep him. Anyway, but this was in fact taken from a real game. Fittingly, the game is called Bad Dudes, and this arcade title had a soundtrack created by a prolific Japanese composer called Hiroaki Yoshida. Mostly working with Data East during the arcade boom of the 80s and 90s, Yoshida worked on titles like Caveman Ninja, which is an awesome title, Magical Drop, and Heavy Barrel. More recently, his work can be heard on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I wasn't able to find a personal site for him, unfortunately, and his IMDb page only goes up to as recently as 2008, so I don't know if he's still working or even still alive. If anyone has... And before somebody mentions VGDB, I tried that, it wouldn't let me in. It was just looping around the "Are you a bot?" page. I'm fairly certain I'm not a robot, but it wouldn't let me in. Oh well. So yeah, if somebody does have some further information about this guy, please let me know. But until then, I'm going to play you one of his tracks. And so by Hiroaki Yoshida, we have From Bad Dudes Theme B. Please enjoy. And we are back. And that was indeed Hiroaki Yoshida, Bad Dudes Theme B. So, thank you everybody for tuning in today. As usual, if you have any ideas for future topics I can cover, please get in touch. You can reach me on the Discord server through Radio Sega. Or my name on Discord is Skyblaze42. Over on Blue Sky, I am blazingskies.bsky.social. Or you can use the official Radio Sega social media channels. I should have a show next week. I don't have a topic for the show yet, but I should be doing a show next week. But the week after, there won't be a show from me because I will be in Italy. So I'm going on my holidays. But yeah, hopefully I'll be around next week so I can lead into Gavi's final SNS. So make sure you tune in for that one. I've got one last track to go out on. I've been Skyblaze. This has been the Hidden Palace here on Radio Sega. Take care, everybody, and good night.
Enjoyed the show? Check out the full Radio Sega live schedule at radiose.ga/shows. Radio Sega, playing the best Sega music 24/7.